Hello, people out there, and what better way to start 2014 by talking about my top 10 movies of 2013. But before I get into that, there is a lot of movies on this list that I didn't get a chance to review, so I'm gonna give quick snapshot reviews and verdicts of what I thought of them all. Now, a lot of movies on these lists, you'll be like, hang on a minute, you gave that film 10 out of 10 or 9 out of 10 or 8 out of 10. Why didn't you put that higher on the list? And the reason is because I saw a lot of good movies this year, but there were a lot of bad ones. But I'll talk about that on my next video, which is my top 10 worst movies, but it's going to be with a slight twist. So here we go. First, I'm going to include some honourable mentions and talk about the ones I didn't get a chance to review. So the first one in my honourable mentions list is WreckIt Ralph, one of Disney's best movies in years, and it goes so much more beyond a typical kids movie, and it had a really heartfelt story to it, but it just narrowly missed my top 10 list. This will probably be number 11 on my list, actually. And as a final verdict, there's nothing else to give it but a 9.5 out of 10. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Great voice acting. Brilliant animation. Really worth checking out if you get the chance. Next movie on my honourable mentions list is The Wolverine. Vast improvement over X-Men 3, The Last Stand, and X-Men Origins Wolverine, but still fell a bit short for me and was slightly underwhelming. But I've yet to see the extended cut, which I've just recently bought on Blu-ray, so I'm hoping to check that out soon, and I hope it's as good as what everyone's been saying. And you already know my verdict on that one because I already gave my opinion on it. Now, next movie in my honourable mentions list was Turbo. Now, this was a brilliant movie. I got the chance to see it with my niece and nephew when I was out in the States in San Diego, and was pleasantly surprised by it. It was a really good movie. It had brilliant voice acting, great animation, and it's nice to see DreamWorks stepping up their game again. And this next movie on my list is one I didn't get a chance to review, so again I'm going to give a quick snapshot. Jack the Giant Slayer. Bryan Singer really returned to form in this movie. It was, featured a great cast, great special effects as well. Ewan McGregor especially steals the show in this movie. And as a final verdict, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Now, the last movie in my honourable mentions list is The Incredible Burt Wonderstone. Now, while this wasn't in my top 10 or even my top 11, it was a really good, funny comedy this year, and I still enjoyed it. It's not a perfect movie by any means, but to see Steve Carell and Jim Carrey once again sharing the screen, it just shows you their comic greatness with this, and it's just really funny and brilliant to watch these two play out with their great chemistry on screen. As a final verdict on this movie, I'd give it a 6.5 out of 10. Okay, that's the honourable mentions list out the way. Now, I'm going to give you my top 10 movies of 2013. Here we go. At number 10, a movie I didn't get a chance to review, The Last Stand. Arnold Schwarzenegger's proper return to the Hollywood screen after The Expendables 2 in a solo movie. And how does he do it? He comes through the back door playing a lesser role than what he's normally used to. He plays a county sheriff in a small town, but it still packs a punch with a great plot, great acting, and Arnie just, he's still a bit rusty, but he just shows that aging action stars can still pack a wallop. As a final verdict, I give this movie a 8.5 out of 10. Now, the next movie on this list is at number 9 is Prisoners. Fantastic but unnerving movie, and absolutely stellar performances from Hugh Jackman, Terrence Howard, and Jake Gyllenhaal. Just all really set the tone of this really gritty movie. And it's stuff you're not used to, but it was really worth watching and really blew me away as a really good movie. And at number 8 is Kick-Ass 2. A vast improvement over the first movie, in my opinion. It was a lot more grittier, in my opinion, as well, and that seems to be the word for 2013, gritty. And it was really interesting to see how much these characters have developed since the loss of Big Daddy in the first movie, and of course his best mate becoming the MF, who I won't pronounce, seeing as this review channel has a G rating, and I intend to keep that. So it was really interesting to see a huge development in that sector. And now moving on to number 7, Iron Man 3. Arguably Robert Downey Jr.'s best performance as Iron Man since the first movie. And while some of it did fall short and it made a really ballsy choice right in the middle of the story, it was great to see these characters back, and it nicely wrapped up the trilogy. But I think we're all hoping that after Avengers 2 and 3 there will be an Iron Man 4 and Robert Downey Jr. will return to the role. Now at number 6, slightly lower down on my list, which even comes as a surprise to me that I was hoping it would be, but at number 6 is The Hobbit: Desolation of Smaug. Again, great movie, thoroughly enjoyed it, but like I said, it just fell short of an unexpected journey for me. But that's my opinion, please don't shoot me for it. Now, at number 5 is Captain Phillips. An absolutely fantastic movie. Thoroughly enjoyed it. As I said in my original review, if Tom Hanks does not get at least a Best Actor nomination for this movie, for the Oscars, there is something seriously wrong with the Academy Awards people. Stellar performance. Probably Tom Hanks' best performance in years. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Really worth watching if you get the chance. Now, at number 4 is Thor: The Dark World. We finally get to see what's happened to Thor and Loki since the end of the Avengers. And boy, does it take you on a great ride throughout this movie. It was just a fantastic watch, and I really surprisingly enjoyed it. And it was a vast improvement, again, over the first movie. And really hit the ground running. Now we've just got to wait to see what happens in Avengers Age of Ultron in 2015, which I'm really looking forward to. Now, at number 3 is The Hunger Games: Catching Fire. Again, we seem to be getting a lot of sequels this year that are a vast improvement over the first movie. And I think this is the franchise's Empire Strikes Back, because, not to spoil too much, but everything at the end is just left in hell, and you're just like, what's going to happen in the third one? And thankfully that question will hopefully get answered next year. Now at number 2, I have Pacific Rim. An extremely underrated movie directed by Guillermo del Toro. And it was basically Godzilla meets Power Rangers. And that was fantastic to see in a PG-13/12 setting. And I thoroughly enjoyed it when I was over in the States, and I still enjoy it now when I watch it on Blu-ray. So, now, before I get to number 1, I'm going to have a recap. At number 10 is The Last Stand. Number 9 is Kick-Ass 2. At number 7 is Iron Man 3. At number 6 is The Hobbit: The Desolation of Smaug. At number 5 is Captain Phillips. At number 4 is Thor: The Dark World. At number 3 is The Hunger Games: Catching Fire. And at number 2 is Pacific Rim. And now my number 1 top movie of 2013, which shouldn't come as too much of a surprise to people, is Man of Steel. Hands down, best movie of the year. People either love or hate this movie. It's a lot like Marmite. I'm in the love category, and that's why it's my number 1 movie of 2013. And that's going to do it for now. Be sure to like, comment below and subscribe. And comment below and tell me what your favourite movie of 2013 was. And I shall see you guys on the next video, which is my top 10 worst list of 2013. The stink pile. But it's going to be with a slight twist. So I shall see you guys on the next one and take care.